Okay, so the last question will be, I would like you to choose anyone that you would like to pass mic along to. Who would it be?
I would pass it to Slash from LG
Mm-hmm.
because I recently subbed for LG for a couple of scrims. Yeah, and I find
Oh, you did?
yeah,
During their boot
their
camp
stay in
in
Japan.
Japan?
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
I find their team very interesting. So I would also like to know what about his thoughts on me.
Cool.
How do you play slow bro? Because my team struggles with slow bro and we can never take it up because of we can never open bushes properly with slow bro. But you take it like it's suitable every game and it's playable every game. Is it a teammate thing or a draft thing or you're just good? And I see you don't open all of the bushes in the 2 minutes fight. So it really makes me curious, how would you do if there's like people in your L bush, how would you fight? Oh, by the way, thanks Slash because for putting me on the number one attacker spot. Don't think I deserve it, but definitely was happy at that time. Yeah, the tier list.
The tier list.
So, see you.
Hello, Nightmare Foxy. Thank you for putting me as the next interview. I actually think he is a very good player still, even after his break. I think that he is much better in practice than tournaments. I think he gets nervous and plays worse in tournaments and doesn't show his true potential. So what's funny is that we stopped playing Slowbro shortly after he scrimmed with us. So we were just trying to make Slowbro work, and that's why we pick it so often, just to get practice with it. But we decided that we couldn't make Slowbro work on our team either. So that's why since then I don't play any Slowbro. Yeah. And then the question about the bushes is I feel like Kyrgios is very good at positioning. So a lot of times we don't need to get bushes for him and he knows where to position with the bushes that we have. So we try to be very conscious of that and how to position aggressively.
That's interesting. LG has looked really solid this year. Every tournament run was on the back of some incredible games back to back. Macro gameplay, draft, micro, everything looked amazing. So Slash, what was the secret sauce here for Luminosity Gaming to have such a dominant tournament run? Probably you have already heard this question before.
This tournament run was on the back of some incredible games back-to-back. Macro gameplay, draft, micro, everything looked amazing. Slash, what was the secret sauce here for Luminosity Gaming to have such a dominant tournament run?
Lapras. So for the start of the season, we started practicing probably 2 weeks after Worlds ended. So we tried very hard to win. So after Hawaii in August, already mid-September, we figured out the roster we wanted and we started hard practicing scrims and playing the game every day.
Good results don't come from team synergy alone because it takes individual effort too. So if you don't mind sharing, what is your daily practice schedule like both individually and as a team?
Yeah, so for me, I usually try to play ladder a lot. I usually try to focus on certain things. I think about what Pokemon I want to practice that day, what specific mechanics I want to play. So sometimes I'm like, oh, I want to practice the Mamoswine flash combos with Earthquake or Ice Vein, and I practice that every game. And sometimes it's not about trying to win the solo queue game very hard, but getting better practice at my combination skills. And then we usually have scrims at night. It's very different from when we were in Japan.
Yeah.
In Japan, they started around like 10 p.m. sometimes.
Yeah.
We start around 6 p.m. for me. And we scrim the same team for 6 games. And then we do 2 scrim blocks sometimes. But something we start doing recently is we only do 1 scrim and we review as a team how to play better after the scrim.
If you start streaming from 6 p.m. and you play 6 games in a row, when do you eat dinner?
I kind of eat during the scrim and sometimes they hear me eating.
Since LG, did the Tokyo Bootcamp for about 3 or 4 weeks, people were wondering like why they can have like 3 weeks or 4 weeks in Japan. And yeah, we were just really curious because our, business type of schedule or like school schedule has been really different.
Yeah. So I am half Taiwanese. So I know the school system in Asia is a lot more strict and harder. But in America, it's a lot easier. So actually, Trainer and I are still in college. I think maybe Overlord is, I'm not sure. But we just our schools let us take no credits, no classes this year. So I think me and Trainer just take 0 classes this year specifically, kind of a little bit of a break to focus on winning. But yeah, we kind of all go full time. I know Otter and Curios have jobs, but they can take a lot of time off for the tournaments. They make sure to be able to do that. So, and for
That's
the boot camps.
amazing.
Yeah.
Did you watch PJCS in June, and what stood out to you?
I skimmed over the game, so I watched a lot of Ray fights and specific games with teams, but not everything. What stood out to me was how Reject won when they weren't necessarily a top Japanese team before, and I thought that was really interesting. But when we scrimmed them in before ACL, they were a very strong team. They beat us in scrims a lot, so I wasn't very surprised. But I was proud of them for their achievement.
Was there one team that you all practiced with the most, like that was just like super down to?
What was it? Alter Ego? I don't know.
I think it might have been Reject. And it's funny because Reject isn't even playing this tournament.
That's cool, actually. Yeah,
that is really neat. That
I mean,
everybody's just kind of
it makes
chopping
sense,
it,
right? Like if they don't have anything to like lose, then they're like, yeah, that's actually really cool.
Oh, what stood out to me was the score comp by the Mame's team.
AXIZ,
It was
yeah.
because I actually advocate for amulet coin strategies with my team, but they don't want to even try or practice it. So I think it could work, and they showed that it can work at the highest level. So I thought it was very interesting.
Thank you so much. All right, so around half of my viewers are Japanese, so I would love to ask about the Japanese teams. So just to be safe before Worlds, feel free to stick to the ACL assault break arrows analysis. But we're really curious that how did LG break down each of the Japanese teams going into the ACL finals?
So we thought that FENNEL, so very sad they didn't qualify. We really wanted to face them at Worlds this year. So and Tonjiji retire was very sad as well. But for ACL, we thought in scrims that they were very similar to us because we felt like Overlord and Tonjiji both rage a lot and think about the game a lot and very strict with their teams. Kind of hard on their teams. So we thought they were similar. And even though they lost, we had fun watching the way they play at ACL. And then ZETA division, we were very scared of. We thought they were the best team in the world going into ACL. So we were very happy we beat them twice. We did not expect them to play Zoroark Comfy, and you could see it in the game. We were very surprised.
In game 1, it felt like I was watching a team play vintage LG into you. Like they were playing Zoroark Comfy into you and absolutely farming. When they lock that in, what is your thought as you're going through draft? Does it feel like, oh, we let that slip through, that was a mistake, or how did you feel?
Yeah, I mean, not at first during the game, but definitely after the game we were thinking about it, we're like, hey, wait a minute. Our answers to Zoro Comfy are usually number 1 Mimikyu, number 2 Zera. They banned both of those.
Right.
And we just let them get Zoro Comfy. That's probably why we had such a tough time.
Yeah.
Mamoswine is also known to be really hard into Zoro Comfy. Like Zoro Comfy's can play into it pretty easily, as you saw in that game.
Yeah.
But I was like, I'll go Mamoswine for the slow bro. We'll win early game. We did not win early game, so Mamo looked a little useless later in the game. During the game, I was like, I wish I went Snorlax. But
yeah, interesting.
Yeah. I feel like in our history, we were the ones who picked Zoro Comfy, so we were not used to facing it. But
yeah, exactly. Yeah, back in the old days, right?
Yeah. But in NEIC, we face Zoroark Comfy again, and because ZETA train us, we destroy Zoroark Comfy. We no longer weak to it.
Amazing.
But
That's
ZETA,
impressive.
yeah. But I think it was impressive how ZETA analyzed our weakness is to Zoroark Comfy, because Trainer is a very good Mimikyu,
Yeah.
and they banned Mimikyu.
Yeah.
So they did very smart to be able to play Zoroark Comfy. I think the roster change was good. I think they will be stronger going into Worlds. And then INS, we think that they are. Do you watch League of Legends?
Sometimes, yeah.
Okay, so I always like to compare them to Gen G
Oh,
from League of Legends. But
uh-huh.
the original Gen G that kind of was very good domestically but struggled internationally. So I personally do not think INS will perform very well at Worlds, because I think INS is kind of developed the anti-Japan team strategy. So they figure out strategies that beat Japan teams, but they haven't figured out how to beat international teams, because a lot of them were on Secret Ship before and other Japanese teams. So, but this year they start to develop their own strategy, which is good. But I think all the Japanese teams will perform well at Worlds, but I think they might perform the least well out of the Japanese teams.
Very interesting.
But yeah, they were very impressive at ACL, and I think Obuyan is a very strong player.
Thank you very much.
Oh, my cat wants to say hi. Sorry.
I couldn't see her face properly.
Oh, sorry. She ran away now. Oh, okay. She doesn't want to be picked up anymore.
Okay.
Sorry. AXIZ and Nagoya, I talk about these two teams together. I feel that they don't have enough experience in competitive compared to the other Japanese teams, so they always fall behind.
All right. Thank you so much. So did you mostly rely on bot reviews for analysis, or are you able to analysis well while scrim with Japanese teams during your Tokyo bootcamp?
In Japan, we barely VOD review. We kind of just focus on scrimming because we are facing the best competition in our opinion. Not just the Japanese teams, we got to scrim Onyx Rise and other Asia teams. So we just want to play as much games as possible. We can kind of improve a lot. And actually, that is how we won Worlds in 2022. We kind of had a boot camp in Europe before the Worlds in 2022 in London. And we scrimmed Nouns Esports, which was probably the best team in the world in June. And we scrimmed them nonstop, no VOD review, only games. Like we kind of scrimmed them maybe 4 hours a day. And we became a very good team from that. So it was kind of the same in Japan. I feel when we first went to Japan, we were very behind. We kind of lost. So? We would lose on ladder to random Japanese teams, not even pro players, and we would get stomped some games. So it's very bad. So we learn a lot, and we kind of improve, I think, a lot.
Exactly. So the bootcamp, I mean, if I were able to ask, I mean, was it fully funded by LG, partly covered by TPCi's travel award, or did you guys cover some of the costs with prize money?
Japan is much cheaper than America. So LG pays some. So they pay a good amount, but not fully cover. And then we had the travel award.
Yeah.
So I think between those two things, maybe some people pay a little out of pocket, but for claw machines or other stuff they buy in Japan, we spent a lot in Japan on other things.
Like food?
Yeah, I ate lots of Wagyu steak. I very enjoy it.
Now that you have played in both Western and Eastern metas throughout the UCS circuit and the ACL final, and why do you think there's such a noticeable meta gap between the two regions?
So I think that Asian people always work harder than the American and European people.
Is that a fact or?
I think it's a fact. When Americans play games, it's an escape. They want to kind of have a release from their real life, so they don't try hard. But when a lot of Asia people play games, they try hard. They treat it like school. They study. And I think that's why my team when we won Worlds was full of Asians because we have that same mentality compared to other Americans. We were Asian Americans, and so
Yeah.
a lot of us have that mentality from our parents, the work ethic. But I think that's why America struggle in a lot of esports. But for example, when we won Worlds in 2023, North America also got last place that same year. So it shows that like different teams work different
Yeah,
amounts
exactly.
of hours. Yeah. When I talk about this stuff is because I know the culture in Asia is very different. My mom was an immigrant and raised me as a single mother. So she came directly from Taiwan.
Oh, I see, I see.
Yeah.
So that's why you're close to Alter Ego. Is that because of your ethnicity?
Oh yeah, and we talk about teaming together in the Asia Game Olympics next year potentially. So I hope it works out.
Sorry, could you say that again? You are going to
Um
work with Taiwanese teams?
yeah, so I try to play in the Taiwan for the Asia Game Olympics, yeah. Because
Oh,
I am dual citizen Taiwan, so
I see, I see, I see. Yeah. Oh my God, that's great news.
if it works out so I can compete there, I will try very hard to learn more Chinese because I think I have a strong foundation.
I hope it
I
works
think
out. TPCi recently announced a big shakeup for the 2026 UCS qualifying format. And what are your thoughts on the new regional league system? And how do you feel about the possibility of fewer world slots for many regions?
I think it is a step in the right direction. I think it was necessary.
Mhm.
I do think it will overall be worse for a lot of casual players who kind of had fun competing in tournaments. They kind of just go to the open qualifier play. It was very fun to see how good they could do. That part is much worse now. But the exchange is it gives an opportunity for serious players to reach job security, to kind of have something to aim for so they think like, oh, if I reach here, maybe I can quit my job and do this full time or something like that.
Yeah.
Which I don't recommend, but I think it's
Mm.
important
Yeah.
for the esports to have something like a goal to reach for people. And I worry about the system in a lot of ways because I think they need to have more control and structure over the community and the players. I think a lot of players misbehave, us included.
Oh, do
We
they?
yeah, just kind of the behavior is not good for sponsors or other things, which is bad. If they try to incorporate the system too fast and players
Mhm.
kind of do things very bad. Like, did you hear about the scandal with Team Liquid recently and the player? Team
Team.
Liquid Honda.
Is that something that they posted that inappropriate picture on the social media, right?
Yeah, about
Yeah.
Japan. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
So
Nuclear bomb.
yeah, stuff like that, like bad behavior can really impact the scene of the game. So I worry that they do this too quickly without realizing the safety procedures they should put in place to handle the players and community. Because people can be very toxic and that is very bad for the scene. I think it's a very amateur esports scene right now in
Right.
America. Players don't understand like what to do at all. So it's not even more time. They need to first put in the rules, new rules for people to follow, kind of more people to enforce it too.
Mhm.
I know in Brawl Stars they kind of were much more successful at bringing esports organizations in. And for example, something they did was they go on your Twitter and make sure your Twitter is PG. There's no swear words or other stuff, to make sure it's good for esports organizations to represent. So I remember when I was 16, I almost got disqualified from Worlds because my Twitter had too many you or swear words like that. They were not happy. So
No,
I
of
was
course
signed to
not.
Tribe Gaming. They at midnight they kind of had to call me, wake me up, and tell me to delete all my inappropriate tweets. But I think that is important for the scene to have. But Pokemon Unite kind of they're not doing that first,
No,
and
not
that's
yet.
important to do first. You know.
That's an amazing point of view. Thank you so much.
Yeah.
What do you think you and your team will look like in 2026? I just wanted to ask this question because there's a rumor in Japan, since ACL final, that Overlord might be moving here to Japan because he has mentioned twice in interviews that he wants to test his skills in Japan in the near futures, and Shindy has made similar comments too. So we were really curious that, like, how would LG be like in 2026?
I will give a very superficial level answer, but before we formed this team, a lot of people on the team wanted to retire. So I would have maybe retired. I know Otter and Trainer would have retired. And Overlord also might not have played either this year because he really wanted to compete in Japan this year specifically. I agree with the comments that he wants to compete in Japan soon. And we all go into this year saying we will try our best to win. And some people might retire or do other things after this year, but we definitely have not talked about any plans about staying together at all. So
Interesting. Maybe that's one of the big reasons why you are giving all in to 2025 UCS season and winning all international tournaments.
yeah.
All right, wonderful. Thank you so much. Yeah, good to know that. If you could send a message to TPC or TPCi, what would you say?
I would say listen to your community more and enable content creators more. Content creators are the backbone of a game, so support them. Build actual systems to support content creators, and community feedback is also very important. So give more ways for the community to talk to you and feel like they're talking to you.
Exactly. So recently they have installed the system called like Pokemon Unite. What was it called? Like
Community ambassador.
ambassador system.
I think it's not enough. Because I feel that the developers in all successful games come in front of the camera and talk to people and explain their decisions. I think there needs to be that for this game to succeed and not die. They need to start talking to the community kind of like face to face almost. And community ambassador is a very small step. It's not enough at all. I think an easy thing that other games do is like creator codes, something like that. Not even just content creators, supporting esports organizations in the game with maybe a jersey you can buy in the game, I think would be very helpful. Something like that. Yeah.
Yeah, I know there's a lot of esports title that selling like limited like avatar like clothings, right? In game that showing the champions like shirt or something like that. And Faker skin Ari, was it Ari? But yeah, I remember they've got like limited to celebrate someone's
But for example, I think like Minecraft is the most successful game right now in the world. And the reason for that is because of YouTube. I think YouTube enabled Minecraft to become the most popular game in the world with very unique content on YouTube that kind of made Minecraft skyrocket in popularity. So the issue is that no Pokémon Unite content creators feel like they can make unique content about Unite because the views don't do well and they're not incentivized to at all as well. So like I think if Pokémon Unite, for example, also post the videos that do well in the game for people to click on. I know a lot of games do that where they have a content section of kind of partnered content creators you can look at. Stuff like that would incentivize people to actually want to make good content about Pokémon Unite. But right now, I think a lot of content creators only make very basic, not edited videos because editing takes a lot of money and manpower and it's not worth it. You don't see a difference in views at all.
It's really important. Thank you so much. So final two questions I have. Let's say you are now the owner of a professional team and can draft a team roster using any players from around the world. Who would you pick for your fantasy team?
Okay, so I would stay defender. Yume as my support. Mashio as attacker. What is the ZETA jungler's name again?
Bitopo.
Oh, Vitopo for jungle.
Okay.
And then top lane, I don't want Overlord, let me clarify.
Maybe we ask why is that?
I think that teaming with Overlord can be hard on your mentally draining.
Okay.
If it's my dream roster, I could choose from any region, I think there are good options. That might be slightly worse, but better for my health, you know?
Alright.
I think maybe between Tanjiji in top lane or Obuyon. One of those two.
Lovely. Oh my god, pretty much Asians. Like, everyone is Japanese except yourself.
Mhm. For my coach, I would want Toon Slim. Maybe for my analyst, I want Toon Slim. For my coach, I would want a professional esports coach, not from Unite. A professional esports coach.
Wonderful, thank you. Okay, this looked like a really solid, stable roster. Thank you so much.